and do vertical instead of this angle, but it won't let me, so I guess I will continue doing it this angle. Wanted to do it where it's full screen, but we are here for some gossip. Some gossip tonight. Well, it's not tonight, it's 4:11. Some gossip today where we have a lot to discuss. Um, the Akira and Masha situation, of course. That is what everyone's talking about. The Stephanie McMahon, is Vince McMahon going to make an appearance at the WWE Hall of Fame? We already saw that they included him in the ESPN Wrestlepalooza opening. So they already showcased that they are willing to show him Vince McMahon. So let's talk about it soon. Give me 1 second. You know, when technology stops, it stops working all around the phone, everything. You know, it can never just be one thing, apparently. It always has to be everything needs to go silly at once. But, okay, I'm doing good. What year are you on? I am doing good. Thank you for asking. But, TNA, they did have a sad story with Ash by Elegance. Guess we can talk about that. Really didn't make sense. Kind of reminded me of what you call it, Naomi. She just went through the whole thing, giving up her title, things in that nature. It seems like this was the TNA version, not as executed as the WWE. We all know WWE had the whole production, the whole Stephanie McMahon, her being on her podcast, video podcast, whatever you want to call it. We had her in the ring, Naomi, and we had a segment. Unlike this, we just had Ash by Elegance. Hers was just her talking in the ring briefly. Very vague. She will not say what's going on, Ash by Elegance. I don't know. I don't know what this could be. Some people are assuming it could be a pregnancy. Some people are assuming it's retirement. Um, some people are assuming it's an injury, but she didn't state that she was injured, Ash by Elegance. So I don't know what that was that happened to her. She was very vague when she came and just said that she had to give up her title. Again, it kind of reminded me of the Naomi situation that we just had, where she was like literally verge of tears, basically stating that she has to give up her women's championship due to her being pregnant. We are having the same exact thing with Ash. I have to give up my title due to I don't know. But wishing her the best, of course, wishing her nothing but the best, Miss Ash by Elegance. Um, finally, she had her own character. Finally, she got her own groove, I would say, Miss Ash by Elegance. So it's a very shame that she's now on top of her game, giving up her title. So enough about that. We did have Kalani from NXT end up winning the TNA Knockouts Women's Championship after Ash by Elegance gave it up. I don't know how I feel about that. Another NXT person winning TNA Gold. I already made a video about this, but yes, Ash giving up her title, I guess it resulted to another NXT person regaining the TNA Knockouts Championship. Um, kind of one-sided, if you ask me. We still haven't had anyone from TNA win an NXT championship, but again, it's one-sided, I guess, with TNA and NXT. Only NXT stars can win TNA championships. Okay, stay cool. Hey, Life Starts, how are you? How are you? Okay, you're at 2016. Okay, and are you going to 2025? I think that's what you stated, right? But yes, we have another NXT person holding TNA Gold. Victory Road was good as a whole. We will have the Hardy Boys versus the Dudleys. That's going to be soon. Are you guys excited for that? I think that's going to be at Bound for Glory. Isn't that supposed to be like their WrestleMania? I know I went to the one where Chris Bay got injured when they were here at Wayne State, my college. So of course I went to Bound for Glory when they were here. But I will say Myron Reed, he's someone that is not really getting that much play. I did see there was something after the TNA Victory Road pay-per-view that kind of gave them some trophies, Myron Reed and Leon, for their hard work and their dedication in the match of the night. Will say was the match of the night, but I don't know what they're doing with Myron, to be honest. I feel like he's just a rascal that has good matches. Really not really trying to do anything with him, clearly, but make other people feel and look good. What else do I want to talk about? Stephanie McMahon, Mickey James, the beautiful people. This week it has been all about the ladies, I guess, and them going to the Hall of Fame. If you have not, please like and follow. It helps. Please like and follow. But we did have TNA, I guess I'll talk about it. Mickey James first, being told she will be inducted. Then we have the beautiful people stating, I guess TNA saying they'll be inducted. And then we have Stephanie McMahon at WrestlePalooza. She was told she's going to the Hall of Fame, of course, WWE's. So a lot of Hall of Fame inductions for the ladies coming up. Kind of didn't get the TNA one. Didn't really make sense to me. I will say this: you had the TNA president kind of jump on boards when Mickey James, and then a separate interview with the beautiful people. He just pops up on the Zoom session. We really want to honor you. Come to the Hall of Fame induction. That's in 3 weeks. So it's like, really? You don't even give them a full month. You don't even know. Like, isn't Angelina Love a mother? Isn't Mickey James a mother? So I'm hoping maybe this was pre-planned, but giving people 3 weeks notice before a ceremony is a little short to me. I will say this. I noticed they didn't include Madison Rain with this induction with the beautiful people. I will say a lot of people like Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, those two, but I do like Madison Rain being involved with the faction. So a little disappointed she's not going in with them. I can tell they don't really like each other in real life anymore. Madison Rain, Velvet Sky, and Angelina. Of course, Velvet and Angelina are friends, but they do throw a lot of shade towards Madison Rain. They don't follow each other, so clearly there was some kind of disconnect between the three that they no longer speak. But maybe that was intentional that she wasn't included. Who knows? But congratulations to the beautiful people. Stephanie McMahon, let's talk about her. A lot of people are already criticizing kind of the decision that she's going in as a McMahon. Some people are stating if any McMahon should go in, it should be Shane McMahon, and he is still the black sheep of the family. I don't think he is the black sheep per se, but maybe he doesn't want to be that involved in wrestling anymore. You have to understand. I think even before AEW, he's been trying to get out of wrestling or try his own thing. So I don't think it should affect him going to the Hall of Fame per se, but a lot of people are saying that he deserves it a little bit more. But he's the black sheep of the family. Who knows what's going on backstage? But congratulations to Stephanie McMahon. I won't say she's not deserving of this, so I'm happy for her. I'm not the kind of person this person should go in, but that person shouldn't go in, or this person should go in that year, but this year, I don't do all that. Whoever should go in, I'm happy for them, and she's deserving. She literally was raised in the business. Let's be real. So let's get on to Masha and Akira. This situation is very weird. It's very weird. The whole scenario is very weird. Why I say it's weird is why is the friend doing all of this? I will say that. Why is the friend this invested into this? relationship that they felt they needed to do all this. Again, is this your friend? Is this someone you may be having sex with outside of the friendship? Again, they're very involved in your relationship for some odd reason. But this is an odd situation. Reading the stuff seems like him and her, Masha and Akira, going back and forth. I guess he went to the hospital and he didn't tell her, and she told him at some point, it's over. Me and you will never be together again. You hurt me. Were some text messages of where she did admit that she did get physical with him, where they're arguing, and she says, see, at this time you should have been there for me, but instead, like usual, you just make things worse. That's why I hit you. So again, what happened that how did he make things worse? Was he yelling at you? Was he asking you questions? Again, so it seemed like this is a very toxic relationship these two wrestlers were in. It's just the timing is very odd that this came out. We see in the messages that she no longer wanted to be with him. It ended this year. They've been going through this for 3 years, this relationship. All of a sudden, when it's over, now the friend feels very concerned all of a sudden when the relationship is done with, that they felt they had to post everything real fast. You would have thought if they were an actual friend, they would be happy that the relationship is over. But instead, they're like, oh, let's tell everyone and get everyone involved in this. So, very weird. For him to say he didn't know, like, I don't know why she did that, or I had no idea she was going to post those messages. I don't know if that's, I don't want to call him a liar, but why did you send her the messages? What was the intent of sending your friend these messages? It wasn't to send her to jail. It wasn't, you were, no police reports. You weren't trying to send her to jail. Um, it shows you were still trying to work out the relationship. In some of the text messages, you were even, see, I'm the only one that tries with this relationship. So again, why is it after the relationship is over and you can finally move on, now your friend wants to bring this back to light? So it's just very odd. Again, why did you send her the messages? If you didn't want her exposed, did you want her to go to jail? You would send it to the police, not your friend. So again, I don't know. But she's in hot water now, Miss Masha. She shouldn't be putting her hands on anybody. I will say that. So I'm not excusing any of that per se. I'm just saying, again, the timing is very odd. She was just, PWI listed her like one of the top 25 wrestlers, including the male. She was like one of the only females included. 2 days later, the friend felt very upset and had to show these messages. The relationship is finally over. Your friend can move on, Akira, but now instead of letting him move on, you now want to post everything so everyone can talk about it. Doesn't really make any sense. So, again, what was your real intentions? Okay, so I'm done talking about that. My head hurts thinking about that situation. Again, it was just the timing was very odd. You would think your friend would want you to move on after the breakup, but instead they're trying to create drama. Apparently, you don't know that your friend did it, so I don't know. So let's talk more pro wrestling news. But very disappointing to see that she's putting her hands on people. I do not condone that. So hopefully he can move on and they can both stay away from each other, because clearly that relationship was not healthy for either parties. We had Ricky Saints winning the NXT championship. A lot of you guys feel like Oba is going to be main roster potential. He's about to get that call up. We saw it. Ricky Saints. I wanted to make sure I didn't say Ricky Starks. I'm so used to saying that, so I had to catch myself. But Ricky Saints, new NXT champion, and I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him. We'll say this: they weren't doing shit with him in AEW before he left. Again, allegedly, he was trying to deny any creative plans. I don't know if I believe that or not, but I will say I am glad that he is doing more than he was before when he was in AEW basically not being used. So a lot of people feel like he should be on the main roster. Ricky Saints. A lot of people are actually comparing him to an LA Knight. What I mean by that, they are saying that allegedly that he will get a small push, but not a big one, like a World Heavyweight Championship. I do believe that. I don't feel like Ricky Saints, unfortunately, they will push to the moon when he's main roster, but I am glad that he can show that he is a competitor, that he is someone that can be taken seriously. He has the looks. He is a handsome guy, Ricky Saints. He has the moves. He knows how to wrestle. I would say his promos okay. So he has a lot going for him. So NXT champion, what's next for Alba? Ricky Saints, what is he going to do now that he's champion? Is he going to be very involved in the TNA stuff, or is he going to just be involved with becoming the best NXT champion? Why I say that with the NXT TNA invasion angle when they were all getting amped up, I will say. When they were getting all amped up, you could tell Ricky Saints was just walking. He was just walking, really not paying all of them any mind. So he felt it seemed like he was really disconnected with what was going on around his surroundings. So that being said, I don't know. Is he going to be involved with this TNA stuff? Or are they showing that Ricky Saints is just worried about being the best NXT champion? We shall see. We do have AJ Styles. Okay. Hello, love. Hello, I love your show. Can I have your WhatsApp number? Let's talk more on wrestling if you don't mind. Okay. On WhatsApp. Okay, I don't know if I use WhatsApp that much. Do you have like a TikTok or Instagram or X? You can DM me. I would love to talk, of course, but I'm not really on WhatsApp. But are you on any other social media platforms such as a TikTok, a Instagram, or an X? I would love to. Of course, we can DM. But how are you? How are you? Thank you, thank you. How are you? Happy Sunday. But okay, let's keep going to what was I talking about? Ricky Saint. So yes, congratulations to him. Again, this TNA, I don't know if Trick Williams is going to lose his belt anytime soon. I will say I'm starting to warm up to Trick Williams. I am starting to warm up to Trick Williams. I knew I was going to say something, but I forgot. Never mind. We did have some drama with Gail Kim and Reho. Basically, Gail Kim made some comments. I guess she did state that she hasn't seen Riho in a while, but she did not like how AEW presented her by showing her ass. Basically, we are blunt here on Marquelworld, so I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. But she was saying Riho was not being really portrayed as a threat. And she saw her match with Nyla. She did not like how they were showing her ass. It made her look like a little kid that had the camera up her skirt. She did not like that. So she did get some heat. A lot of people were mad, saying that she was throwing shade towards Riho. Yes, they were talking about Gail Kim was throwing shade towards Riho, and Gail Kim is basically letting everyone know. Listen, I said already, this was a long time ago I've seen this lady. This was years ago. This was when they first started AEW, but the way she was being portrayed, I did not believe it. And they were very weird with the camera angles, basically showing her underwear. Kenny Omega had some vague tweets. When you really want WWE's work basket, you had to kiss ass, basically. Gail Kim responded, baby, if you're talking about me, it's not me that did I'm not kissing anybody's ass. Come say it to my face, basically. We've known Gail Kim for a while now. She's been a person that is very vocal, very realistic. She doesn't stand off on how she feels. So I do like that about her. I feel like this scenario per se, I wouldn't be too mad at her because she did state she hasn't watched the lady in a while, so I'm not that mad because she did indicate she hasn't seen her in a while. So who knows? Who knows what that's going to do? Joe Hendry. Oh, I knew what I was going to talk about. AJ Styles and John Cena will fight at Crown Jewel. Is this something that we are excited about? Is this something that is basically going to excite you to watch this Crown Jewel? I don't usually watch Crown Jewel. I'll be honest. It's a different time zone. It's a lot of fanfare, I will say. It's a lot of we want to make the people in Saudi very happy, which no offense to them, but that's what it is. So we're going to put all of these matches together. So we do have AJ Styles versus John Cena. It's going to happen. Not a lot of build, I will say. I will say not a lot of build was involved. Basically, a lot of tweeting. Some wrestling blog sites are stating this was always the plan for John Cena and AJ Styles to compete. This was all just the online stuff was just to add theatrics basically to it. By the way, please like and follow. It does help. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. But allegedly, within a year, AJ Styles wants to retire. Yes, sooner than later, he's going to be 50, and he does not want to wrestle when he's 50. So he has stated many times that he wants to retire soon, and allegedly, his contract is up, next March, February? That is what is being said. AJ Styles, he is 48. So on June 2nd is his birthday. So currently he is 48, and AJ Styles does not want to wrestle after that, after being 50. So won't even say 2 years because he's already 48. So that's like a year and a half. So would he want to resign if he already has in his head that at the age of 50 he doesn't want to wrestle and he's currently 48 and he's supposed to resign next year? Usually the deals are 2 to 4 years. So it's usually not a 1 year thing. So maybe he'll get an extension and he'll retire at WrestleMania. But this is the last we'll see of AJ Styles. Do we want to see a retirement tour? Kind of like what we're doing with John Cena. Is that something we want to see? So we do have this. AJ Styles reveals when he'll retire from WWE from Vince.com, Vice.com. WWE superstar AJ Styles is officially, I don't want this, preparing to retire from in-ring competition in 2026. Okay, he's going to be 49, so that makes sense. The wrestling legend whose career has spanned decades in Japan, Ring of Honor. Okay, we know his career. As for when exactly he's looking to retire, the details are undecided, according to the 48-year-old. One of his greatest rivals, John Cena, is currently okay. This is a lot of filler. Like we already know, John Cena is going through his retirement match. We're talking about AJ Styles. That's why I clicked on the article. So we have this. I will probably appear at WrestleMania, but it's not confirmed. The details are still undecided. But I will definitely retire within the next year. Styles explained. I don't want to show my fans the side of me that AJ Styles that isn't AJ Styles. That's the main reason I've decided to retire before my body no longer can do it. So that is reasonable. We had a lot of people that just kept going. You kind of were looking at the match and was like, they should have retired. They should have retired. But AJ Styles, he knows that, and that is why he's planning on retiring next year. So that being said, when will he retire? Will it be at WrestleMania? Will that be how he goes out at the biggest stage of them all? Kind of a big celebration of his career. It could be at WrestleMania or it could be a SummerSlam. I mean, if they want to drag it a little bit longer, they want AJ Styles to have a little bit more matches, they could always make it the main event of SummerSlam. It won't be that same WrestleMania feel, but you would get to keep him at least till August or July, whenever they do it next year, um, and make it the main event. I mean, SummerSlam is one of the big four PLEs. Still will be important. Won't be as big as a WrestleMania, but if they do it at WrestleMania, it may be one of many attractions compared to at a SummerSlam where it could be the main event of SummerSlam, or they could even do it at the Rumble if they want to make that the main event if it's not the Rumble itself. So again, if they want to make it a main event and something very special, it wouldn't be at WrestleMania, but if they wanted to be a WrestleMania moment, it would be at WrestleMania. All depends. Let's talk about some WWE news, some WWE 2K25 news. We did have some people, even Nikki Bella, not liking her motto, I would say. She basically did react to Brie Bella, who did say on the Brie and Nikki podcast how that character with the bob does not look anything like Nikki Bella, which Nikki Bella even said, "How do you think I fucking feel? It's me that they're supposed to be portraying. That doesn't even look like a woman." So according to Nikki Bella, she doesn't even think that her in-game character that 2K made even looks like a female. So a lot of people are saying this is just one of many examples how WWE and 2K, they're not really trying to give the fans what they want. They give them half-ass shit, just like a Nikki Bella Bob from 2016 that she hasn't had in years. So this is just an example. Um, I will say something else going on with the game. I am trying to talk all pro wrestling news, so now I'm talking about video games too. But a lot of Xbox One players, they have lost all of their data, their saved data. After WWE 2K had their updates, a lot of people on the Xbox platforms, they lost all of their calls, their create a character, create a wrestler, they've lost their arenas, they've lost their progression in the storyline. Yes, so you've been playing the storyline for a while now. Yeah, it's gone now. So all of that is gone. So feel bad for the Xbox players. I know when I play on the PlayStation, I'm so tired of the pop-ups. I mean, it's telling me to download the Attitude Era expansion pack. I already bought it because I'm a women's wrestler fanatic. Victoria, I'm a huge fan of Victoria, so I bought it. So I already have it. Yeah, every time I turn on the game, it pops up on my screen. I have to click circle. So they need to stop doing all these advertisements and please focus on the game. You have people who don't even like their models, who don't even think it looks like their gender. You have people who are losing their data, but you want to keep advertising to buy more. So best luck to next year's game. Let's talk about the Miz. He's a little disappointed in the WWE universe. I am a Miz fan. I like the heelish side of him. Don't really think he was really a babyface in his career. Now that I think about it, I think he was a heel when he first started, when he was wearing those hats. I don't know if you remember when he was wearing those big hats when he came with the do-rags. He was even a heel back then. He was like a host or an interviewer. But he's mad because no one really advertised or really fought for him and John Cena to have another match. He did state that John Cena had a lot of rivals over the years, but he feels like his rivalry with John Cena is one that many don't appreciate. So I'm asking, is that something that you guys feel is true? I do feel like The Miz is an underrated legend, I will say. I will consider him maybe a legend status now. He's been doing it for years. He's trying to help the next generation. He knows what to do. So I will say he has earned his keep. We have to remember he came from what? The real world. He was a reality star that had a lot of passion for wrestling. So he did work his ass to become this main eventer. Well, I guess he's not a main eventer no more, but you know what I mean. To become the Miz that we know today, that is well respected. So I will say Yes, a lot of people forget about the Miz at times. I will say we're talking about AJ Styles, we're talking about John Cena retiring, but we have to remember the Miz is not no spring chicken either. He's not 28, he's not 32, he's not 40. I think he's what, in his mid 40s. So no shade to people in their 40s. I'm just saying he may want to pack it up soon. So we have to appreciate him while he's here. Exactly. So he's 44 to be exact. So he is 44. So again, mid 40s. Let's do some AEW news. I didn't even talk about AEW. Okay, so I did a AEW news, and this girl, she just can't stay off the blogs today. I'm doing AEW news. And then we have post wrestling. Gail Kim says AEW approached her about wrestling. So I guess this girl, she's just trending with AEW. First, she's trending with Reho. Now she's trending with just AEW as a whole. So this was 4 hours ago. This was today, September 28th. TNA Hall of Famer Gail Kim has said that she was approached by AEW about a potential in-ring return following her departure from TNA Wrestling in March 2025. Kim's clarification came in response to a claim from journalist BJ Bethel, who posted on X that Kim had contacted AEW about an opportunity but was not answered. Kim refuted the claim, stating again, here I go with the realness. See, she's like, y'all ain't gonna lie about me, so here you go with the realness, huh? So Kim refuted the claim, stating that the person who made it has zero integrity, honey. So she's like, you have no integrity. You just straight up making shit up. She then posted her version of the event, stating that the contact was initiated by AEW. According to Kim, Sojo Do reached out to her, would make sense because they both were in TNA. Remember Sojo Do and Jay Lethal, they had one of the best TNA feuds. And again, this shows that I did watch TNA because that's how I know about their feud. Him, Dojo, Jay Lethal, and then So Calvel was also involved in that as well, if I recall correctly. But so this makes sense if they are friends, Gail Kim and Sojo. So Sojo Do reached out to her after her TNA, okay, and asked if she was interested in wrestling. The real news about what happened with AEW, since people will lie, I was saving it for the interviews, but oh well, it's now. I got one text from AEW when I was terminated from TNA. It was from Sojo and inquiring more about whether I wanted to wrestle. I'm retired. End of story. Okay, so basically that is her refusing that. Okay, so I didn't hear no news about this before today that AEW or Gail Kim wanted to work together. So this is all news to me. Let's look up more wrestling news. This AJ Lee, are we still very excited about her return? What do we think is next with her? Do we think she's just going to feud with Becky Lynch? What do we think? Not a lot going on today. I keep looking. Ace Austin, speaking of AEW, a lot of people were kind of bashing Ace Austin for not being on TV for a month. We finally saw Ace Austin again on AEW Collision yesterday. So he was in the backstage promo. So it was good to see Ace Austin. It does do show, I will admit, there are times where Tony will sign someone and will not have a lot of plans for them. So I do agree in this instant where Ace Austin has been there for at least a month. We really didn't see anything. He faced Ricochet. That was the last of it that we saw with him. And it's been a month now. So glad to see him backstage. I will say with AEW, they just need to learn to book a little bit better. Don't know what's going on. Britt Baker, I will almost say at this point, it seems like yes, she is gone. They were in Pittsburgh. They still did not have Britt Baker make her return. So that being said, I felt like that would have been the perfect opportunity if she would have made it. But no return. So is she still going to be with the company? Are they going to wait until her contract expires and they're just never going to use her? Is this going to be like a Ricky Saints slash Ricky Start situation where Tony is just putting them on the back burner until they finally move on with their life? I mean, that's what it seems like. I mean, we had a woman main event, and I was over here excited, like, okay, I know Dr. GMD is about to make her return, but nothing. So here we are. Good evening from Amsterdam. Hi, I love Brit. Okay, hello, Sasa. How are you? And by the way, please like and follow if you guys have not. It just helps. Mel Monton. Hi, I love Britt Baker. Okay, yes. So you understand what I'm talking about. I met her this year, so I did pay my hard-earned money to meet her at a con and to take a picture with her. So I do believe in Britt Baker. So I don't know what's going on with Tony Khan, Britt Baker. I heard there was some things going on backstage where they don't get along, but still should not affect business. We do see the ratings are at the 600,000, maybe 700,000 on a lucky day, maybe 500,000. So they could use star power, such as a Britt Baker. What happened to Private Party? Shots, shots, shots. Where are they at? We're not seeing them anymore. Why isn't Sammy Guevara? I mean, damn, this Kyle Fletcher is such a rip of Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara could be the heel that Kyle Fletcher is. No shade for him. You know, Kyle Fletcher, you know, he's okay, but I'm a Sammy Guevara kind of person. What Kyle Fletcher is doing feels very like Sammy Guevara. So again, you don't have the big stars anymore. We keep seeing Mark Briscoe tag team, all stars, 6-man, 4-man, 8-man, instead of bringing back people such as a Britt Baker, instead of having Isaiah Cassidy, instead of having more people that are on the shelf. I mean, there's so many people at this point. So very disappointing that she did not return. Yes, I hope she does come back or go to WWE. Thanks for sharing. Oh, thank you for sharing if you have. But yes, very disappointing that she did not return. The ratings are going down. We are seeing the same shit every week. We are seeing Kyle Fletcher every week getting pushed to the max. We are seeing every week tag team matches, 4-man tag team matches. It's getting a little boring. We are seeing every week Mark Briscoe. So we're seeing the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again. Like, where's Chris Jericho? Why aren't we seeing him anymore? What happened to him? Is he done with the company? I understand he may go to WWE, but isn't he still signed to AEW? Why aren't you using him? What happened to the older chick? Where's Madison Rain? Like, what happened to her? Wasn't she? And wasn't I talking about Madison Rain in the beginning of the stream, the beautiful people? I mean, damn, if I'm Madison Rain, I could have been inducted with the beautiful people, maybe, because I was part of that fucking faction. I mean, hell, when Angelina Love and her visa shit happened, I was the leader of the group. I was the knockouts champion while I was part of the beautiful people. I was the wrestler of the three while Lacey Von Erich couldn't really wrestle. Velvet Sky was known for her looks. I was the one now carrying the wrestling load since Angelina Love was gone. But now I can't be inducted because I'm part of AEW as a coach and an on-air person. But when was the last time we seen her? So again, a lot of people we don't see. Deanna Purrazzo, why isn't she being shown more? We barely see her in Ring of Honor. I canceled my Ring of Honor. They told me I was going to get a credit. They told me I was going to get a credit with that last pay-per-view. Tony Khan, everyone going to get a credit. I'm about to pay my stuff on the 29th. I don't see no damn credit. I see y'all wanting y'all little $10 on the 29th. I don't see no zero. I don't see no credit. So I'm going to cancel that because I don't listen to liars. Don't tell me I'm going to get a credit and then still you about to pay in 2 days. I said, y'all can keep that. I don't like lies. I've been paying all this time, so I don't mind paying no $9.99. I just don't like lies. Because if they would have charged me $10, Do you think Alba is going to see? That's what a lot of people are thinking that because he lost his title. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they have a lot of room for him per se. I feel like he is someone that should show up after WrestleMania next year. I feel like they do it now. There's really no big pay-per-view to kind of showcase his skills. I mean, yeah, after WrestleMania, the Raw after, we're all excited. Maybe even the SmackDown, we kind of feel like somebody may show up. But now I don't think so. I feel like he is in great hands in NXT. When you think NXT, you think about him, but hmm, I don't think so. I think they may call up Ricky Saints before him, and I do know that Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes are good friends, so I wouldn't be surprised if he has a little bit of pull. Oh yeah, that would make sense if he's getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. That kind of can be some kind of package if you come back to WWE. Hey, you come back to WWE, we won't push you that much. I mean, but hey, we'll give you a little push. We'll give you a little WrestleMania match, and hey, we will even induct you. So if that is the case, I mean, that's a nice offer. I would think a Hall of Fame induction is kind of considered part of an offer. Come back home, and we also will put you in the Hall of Fame. I mean, is he still going to go in the Hall of Fame if he resigns for another 3 years with AEW? Are they still going to put him in the Hall of Fame while he's signed to AEW? So again, the kind of feels like this is part of an offer. Come back home. We'll also put you in the Hall of Fame if you come back. They're not going to put him in the Hall of Fame when he's signed to AEW. Okay, so let's look up more news. I mean, that would take a lot of permission. Oh my, Tony Khan, WWE wants to induct me. Can I please go? That would take a lot of permission from TKO, Endeavor, Triple H. Oh my, Chris Jericho is still part of AEW. Can we put him in the Hall of Fame? Again, do they want him to be part of the induction? So I would think he would have to be under contract or out of AEW for that to happen. So again, this seems more like a offer. We will put you in the Hall of Fame if you decide to come back. Also, we'll give you a match at WrestleMania, but we're not going to make you World Heavyweight Champion, but we will give you a Hall of Fame induction. So again, that's a good offer. Speaking of permission, a lot of people are talking about Adam Copeland. So let's do this real fast. A lot of people, he was kind of written off TV basically. Adam Copeland basically saying how he needs to go back home to his family. And Christian said he has no family. He said, "No, I will always be your family." So that being said, it seems like a lot of people are hoping, hey, he's leaving. Hey, he's going away. Maybe this is Edge and John Cena last match. Don't think that's going to happen. Gotta be real. Don't think it's going to happen. There are a lot of reports stating that Adam Copeland is signed to at least next year in 2026. So I don't think that's going to happen. Sorry, gotta go. My dog's freaking out at the neighbors. Be back soon. Have a great rest of the day. All that is fine. You can always come to the next live. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week, but it was great talking to you, Mel. I hope you and your dog are fine. Happy Sunday. Enjoy your Sunday. So let's read this. The Sportser, okay. Mm, Wrestling news source. Let's talk about this. Okay, so nobody. Okay, I'm trying to see Adam Copeland's AEW contract. So let me do this. So when does Adam Copeland's AEW contract expire? Adam Copeland's AEW contract is not ending October 2025. It's not. It is believed it expires sometimes in 2026 at the earliest, with some reports saying it could be later in the year. Copeland himself indicated in December 2024 that he had about a year and a half left on his deal at the time. So if he said that December 2024, yes, that means a year and a half. It's going to have to be in 2026 that it expires. So no, I don't feel like Edge and John Cena will face each other. Oh my God. So here we go. I hope he just heard my little rant. I don't know. Okay. There's a lot of speculation going on that Edge is going to return back to WWE and face John Cena for the very last time. Do you believe that match is going to happen? Okay, so I don't know if you just came in, but no, I do not think that's going to happen because it was said by Edge himself, allegedly, that December 2024, he did state that he has a year and a half left in his contract with AEW. So if he said that December 2024, which is basically the beginning of 2025, because it's the last month of the year, no, it ends earliest 2026. So I don't think it's going to happen. But I will say this, if they really, really, really want to shock us, AEW and WWE and permission, this would open a lot of doors if AEW and WWE were able to come together to make that happen. If they had a meeting with their lawyers, their people, their network people, their TV people, because they have to have these meetings with the channel companies. Will you allow this person from this network to appear on your network? Will you let this person from that network appear on this network? So it's a whole lot of discussions that need to be made. It's not just Tony Khan and Triple H coming to an agreement for this to happen. They also have to talk to the TV companies. So maybe 5% chance if they make that happen. Oh no, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm just saying that yeah, allegedly 2026 is when it's going to end Adam Copeland's contract. So unless WWE and AEW can come together and the networks all agree, maybe. Jay Uso, with him, KJ Henderson. Okay, hey, how are you? Jay Uso. So, oh yeah, okay, I read it right. Yes, we are seeing some heel tactics with him. We are seeing a lot of selfishness going on with Jay Uso, and we have Jimmy Uso being the only logical Uso, I guess you can say, or the only Uso that has compassion for other people. Him going heel, don't know if they will run it back eventually. This is what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking as a long-time Uso fan, they always said they wanted to have a match against each other. They did have that match with Jimmy Uso and Jay, 2 years ago or last year at WrestleMania? I think it was 2 years ago at this point. But they had that WrestleMania match. Both men did not seem happy with the way that match went. They both kind of indicated it could have been a little bit better the next time, or they wish it was a little bit better. That being said, Jay Uso turning heel, him back with his brother, kind of, but still trying to get his title back, and him staring at the title with Cody Rhodes, and every time he's with Cody Rhodes, he's staring at the title. I can see him going heel, and I can also see this leading to one more match between him and Jimmy Uso. I feel like it will kind of be their redo of them having a match together. It wouldn't make sense for them to have a match together if they are the same. How do I want to word it? If they're the same aura, I mean, I guess heels aura, faces of aura. So if they're both faces and wouldn't make sense for them to face each other, if they're both heels and wouldn't make sense for them to both face each other because they're both heels. So I guess one has to be the heel, one has to be the baby face. So I do see this leading up to Jimmy versus Jay. But who knows where though? Is it going to be at the Rumble in January? Is it going to be at SummerSlam? Is it going to be at Mania? Are they going to do it a second time at Mania? Because Let me ask. Give me 1 second. Let me do this. What? Hey, let me type. You know what? This technology be doing something of its own. I can't. What did Jay Uso and Jimmy think of their WrestleMania match together? And let's see. I know they're gonna come up with some article, Chat GBT, because it likes to find articles. I pay for premium. I'm gonna be real. I use it sometimes. It's very helpful. I just found out about it like 3 months ago, so I don't like the limits. So it's really good at researching, sometimes writing some templates for you. Okay, so Jay Uso is starting to behave like the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Maybe we'll be excited. Yes, I think KJ was correct. KJ was correct about what he said. We're getting a heel Jay Uso. We even heard, I was thinking, someone said that already. We even heard Jimmy Uso say that about Jay Uso. So, yes, Jimmy Uso is also noticing his other half, his twin, is being a little weird. I heard of him. Somebody on the stream had to tell me about him because you know what? I was like, there's more of them. There's more. Yes, I heard about him. I'll have to put him back on the screen though. If that's what I'm thinking about, that's why I'm looking him up. I had to. That's among. Okay, I had to just look him up. I heard of him from the stream. Somebody also mentioned him. Then I looked him up. That's the manga son, correct? He's very, very handsome. He's a handsome man. His face is very handsome. I would say all the Usos are handsome men. Their faces are very handsome. I mean, I'm gay clearly, so I can say that out loud. But yeah, very handsome. I don't know, something about him. He's not really. Not saying he's not built. He doesn't really. He looks more in shape, if that makes sense. He doesn't look like the Usos are on the thicker side. He looks a little bigger, but he doesn't look as big as a Jacob. He kind of looks like those other two men, but a little bit buffer than them. Hard to explain. I will say he could be one of those two men besides Solo, if that makes sense. He kind of seems like those two brothers. He doesn't I don't want to say the word fat. I will say some of them are a little thicker, a little fatter. He doesn't seem like he's fat per se. He seems more like he's built a little lean but built. That's what I mean. So maybe I'm thinking too much of his father Umaga. Maybe that's why I'm comparing him. Because Umaga, I will say, was he was built, but he was fat too as well. So he kind of does not have that going for him. He's a little bit more lean. Maybe he knows what happened to his father. I don't know. Did he die from a heart attack? Maybe he doesn't want that to happen to himself. I'm not trying to be rude or funny, but if you see your parent dying from a heart attack, you don't want that to happen to yourself. So you're going to make sure you're in good shape. Ah, that is funny. So, oh, and I started to itch. Every time I shave my body, I itch. Oh, yeah, you're right. When you said all the Usos are handsome, I totally agree with. Who do you think is the most handsome? We are being real. This is Markel's world. So feel free to say who do you feel like is the most handsome out of that family. Are you going to say it's Roman? I mean, with faces, you could say Zillow. He has a nice, handsome face. So you can say Zillow's the most handsome with the face. I would say it's Jimmy for me. I like his face and I like his body. A lot of people will say Jay, but I like Jimmy. But let's continue with some wrestling news. Uh, we have some Vince McMahon stuff going on back from Nexus Day. We have Wrestling News.co. And by the way, please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. And I go live here at least once a week here on YouTube. And here I'm going to live at least an hour. I try to do at least an hour, at least. I don't try to do a little 10-minute, 5-minute show, at least an hour. So, Vince McMahon threatened to fire members of Nexus before WWE debuted. I will say this from Vince McMahon, we heard that he could be a pain in the ass, but he was someone that did look out for the families. I will say this. I do remember fifth grade. I was in, was it middle school yet? No, I think sixth grade is middle school, but I went to a private school. So kindergarten through eighth grade was all one school. So I never had that middle school experience where it's just fifth or sixth, seventh, eighth grade or seventh and eighth grade only. I went through K through eighth. I was at a private school starting fifth grade. But getting back to the story, I remember back in fifth grade, my present from my mom, a single mother, was WrestleMania tickets. I remember when they were in Detroit. So Vince McMahon did make it affordable for families. And I can say that myself. Again, my mom was a single mother. I remember going to WrestleMania and being very happy. So he gets a lot of backstage things, how strict he was. And I can see that now that he was very strict, but he was very family friendly. And what I'm getting at, you'll see soon. But speaking with TMZ inside the ring, David Ontonga shared the story behind the iconic 2010 debut of the Nexus. They were very huge when NXT was still a game show, or when it was still, I think it was a competition show when they first started NXT, and I think this was when it was still a competition show. I mean, I don't remember it being NXT like the Triple H era. I think this was before that. But um, with Net with with Nexus, it was so organic, and I'll tell you what made it real. That it was real. On Tagase explained that the group had just finished their first season of NXT and believed their WWE careers were over. We thought that we were going to be fired. Really, right before the show started, they call us into Vince's office, and Vince tells us, "And if it doesn't look vicious enough, you're fired." So, okay, if it doesn't look vicious enough, you're fired. When Vince said, "Hey, if it doesn't look good, you're fired," I was like, "Well, we gotta really start." Chad Partridge, sorry, buddy, but you're going to have to eat one. He recalled. Oh, he basically said, "I'm really going to punch you if it doesn't look good." So, okay, so this is a story, I guess, from David Otunga. Remember him? A lot of people will say he is the husband of, well, ex-husband of Jennifer Hudson. She is a well-known singer. So, yes, I do remember him. He was handsome as well, but I guess there's Vince McMahon for you. Very, very, very functional. He wants things to look right. He wants things to be right. So, hey, another story. If you don't connect right, you're fired. You're fired. Okay, so Okay, so you think it's Roman and Jay. I was going to say those are the two most popular, so a lot of people may think that, but okay, mine is Jimmy Uso. But thanks for sharing your honesty. Thank you. John Cena versus Dominic. Is that what you want to see? And nothing. That's not a diss or anything. I'm really just asking. Is that what you want to see? Um, what for the Intercontinental Championship? Like a way to put Dominic over. I will say this, and I said this online recently. I did feel like Dominic Mysterio was handed a lot of things, and when he first started tagging with his father, over the years he has gained my respect. I love this heel gimmick. Loved he lost a lot of weight. I did see a picture of him in the crowd, and before he started wrestling, and they did show him in the crowd. I think somebody was trying to attack him or something. He looked really different, Dominic Mysterio. He was really heavy back then. He was a little chunky. So I just respect the way he took the sport very seriously, lost a lot of weight, made his own look. I mean, he didn't have the long hair. I mean, sometimes I look at him, I'm like, damn, he do look good. So he's around my age. I think he's what, 27, 28. I'm 29. But yes, happy for Dominic Mysterio. I'm happy that he's a double champion. What I don't like is that WWE cannot share. I mean, we don't see a triple A person winning a WWE belt, but of course we have a WWE person winning a triple A belt. Just like we don't see a TNA person winning a WWE belt, but we do see a WWE person winning a TNA belt. So I guess WWE does not like to share. So it kind of was like, of course they would give it to Dominic Mysterio, the belt of a WWE person. But nevertheless, John Cena giving Dominic Mysterio this rub would be good for Dominic's career. I feel like Dominic Mysterio has made his own career. Rey Mysterio was beloved by the fans. Dominic Mysterio is beloved by the fans outside of the TV show, but his career on TV is more heelish. He's known more being a heel than a babyface, unlike his dad, who's known for being a babyface. So this could help rub the future Hall of Famer Dominic Mysterio. He can always say later on in his career that he did defeat John Cena. Speaking of John Cena, he is on this new season. Since we are talking about a pacemaker, what is it? The show that's on HBO Max, Pacemaker. So if you have not watched season two, I haven't watched it yet. I will say I do have HBO Max, so I do want to watch a little bit more TV. I do a lot of wrestling because I talk wrestling, so that's why I need to keep up. But I am trying to watch more things outside of it. But then I'm also trying to catch up on things like All American. Haven't finished that yet. All American Homecoming. Haven't finished that yet. Catfish. Still have some episodes of that. Okay, so but pacemaker, is that what John Cena is going to continue to do after he retires? Who knows? Okay, let me look for more news. What trended TNA? I did like that Myron Reed match. Again, I feel like he is a star. I feel like he's the rascal that is forgotten. I feel like he's the one that is putting a lot of people over, but he's not being put over himself. I will say Myron Reed. He had the match of the week with him and Leon. So I will say those two have the match of the week for wrestling this week. I will say Kalana Jordan, I am happy that she got some shine. I do like her. I do love my sister, of course. So I do applaud her in her win. Again, it's just like the Dominic Mysterio. It's just like the other Triple A things. Those tag team from SmackDown winning the Triple A titles. It's always a WWE star taking another company's title. So it gets a little repetitive after a while, but don't want to take away my excitement for the wrestlers, such as Kalani. She didn't do anything. It's not her fault that she was booked to win, just like a Dominic Mysterio. Favorite female wrestling match. If we're doing that, I do want to start doing this more. Just giving a review of my favorite matches of the week. So again, that was for the male. Who caught my attention for the females? I won't say the Tiffany. Okay, let's get to this. The Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax and what's her name? Jade. We did see what happened. I guess there was a botch where Nia Jax made Jade bleed by hitting her against the steps. What happened after that was, I guess, Tiffany went for a pin, and I think the referee felt that the match was going to end early due to the injury and Jade being busted open. What happened was that there was no kick out, so everyone looked confused on why the referee did not count a three. The crowd got silent. Well, eventually, yes, Tiffany did her little moonsault and then got the one, two, three after. So it was going to be the same results, anyways. But that one, two, three. So I don't know. I felt like maybe Nia Jax thought that something was going to happen. And Jade thought, I don't know. But that last thing at the end was a little weird. But I will say that the referee herself is getting a lot of backlash to the point threats. I feel like it's not really necessary to get threats over this. I feel like Jade bleeding. I think a lot of things just went wrong into that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like she did pull her out the first time, but there was a second time where she did just pause for a while. That's where everyone is talking about it. I wish I could put it up without the copyright stuff so I can put up the video I'm referring to. There was a moment she did pause. I do like Alja Smith. Isn't that her name? Alja Smith, the referee. She's been doing this for a minute now. Not going take anything away from her. She is a human being, so if she made a mistake, if she thought that somebody was supposed to kick out, or she thought it was going to be ended early, who cares? A lot of people want her to get fired. You have to remember, she does a lot of refereeing. She doesn't just referee for the main show. She does the house show. She probably referees for the NXT people when they're training. They need a referee. So one mistake out of how many matches does she do on a weekly basis? I want to cut her some slack. So just being real. Hey, Alex, and thank you for your input. I always appreciate anyone with their input. And by the way, please like and follow if you guys have not. It does help. But I feel like that would be. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it, to be honest, Alex, because isn't it going to be in Saudi? I just told people I don't even watch Crown Jewel because the time difference. Like, I'm not even going to watch that WrestleMania. I don't even know if I'm going to watch WrestleMania. I feel like I have to, but at some point I do. But with Chris Jericho returning maybe next year in Saudi, it would make a good entrance for him. Break the walls now. The pyro, the arena's probably going to be huge. So could happen. We already know he gave a very PR response on if he would return to WWE. It was very PR. It was very I'm happy where I am, but who knows kind of response. So who knows? One person just said prior that allegedly he was offered to go to the Hall of Fame. So maybe that will be his return, a Rumble spot, a Hall of Fame induction as well. I will I don't know. That could happen. I mean, Mickey James did come back to hardcore country at the Rumble, and she came back with the TNA Knockouts Championship. Well, the Impact Championship it was at that time. She did come back, and she did come back to that song because guess what? She owns the song because she is the singer. So I think he does own the right to Judas, um, that theme song because it's his group's right. It belongs to him and his group. So I feel like maybe he could return to that, especially if he owns the right to his own music, if he's the one that sings it. Oh, finally, and I just to get back because I get off track because I sometimes I be answering questions, then I'm like already looking something up. Yeah, the El Grande can pick up a little. And happy Sunday, by the way. I did look up. So Jay Uso, he has been unhappy with how it turned out, stating that he let people down with him and Jimmy Uso's match. And then we have Jimmy Uso stating basically not stating anything, just trying to bring the focus back on what he's doing today. So we have both men really not trying to discuss their first WrestleMania match together. That is why I kind of feel like this Jey Uso thing is happening to try to get them a match again. Because they both can't be heels. They both can't be baby faces. So someone has to turn. So still trying to feel what the reason I got to that. Still trying to see what my favorite women's wrestling match was. I don't even know. I won't say it was that SmackDown tag team match. It wasn't that. What happened to AEW again? Maybe that was my favorite. I would have to look back again. So that just kind of shows you that women's wrestling wasn't that amazing. That I'm forgetting what happened. Because I was going to say maybe Stephanie Verkira versus Io, but that didn't happen this week. That happened last week. So, child, I'm looking at the AEW results. I can't even find out, like, see, so there's really nothing that caught my attention for the women. I do have Messenger. I'm looking to YouTube with my friend, by the way. I was a YouTuber in 2021. My YouTube is Crystal. Okay, you can message me. Um. Okay, so what do you mean? Do you is this like a messenger chat? Like, is there a chat that I should look for on Messenger? Because I do have a group called Pro Wrestling T. It's a Facebook group that I run. Oh, I never even advertise it that much. But I do have Pro Wrestling T, a pro wrestling group where I do talk wrestling gossip. I post every day. Oh yeah, what is your Facebook name? Let me know it, and I will message you right now on my laptop. But soon I'm about to get off this live, so if you want to do it soon, I will message you now because I've been on here for an hour. I'm just going to eat something soon, so I have to cook. But again, of those that came, I do appreciate the support, and I do thank those that came. Let me do this now before I go. Christopher. Okay, Alex Matthews. Okay, what is your picture of? Like, is there one of you in a red t-shirt? Is that you in a red t-shirt? Like, there's one I see, I think wearing a cap with the red shirt on. If that's you with the, I don't know how to show it like this. Oh, you know what? Let me get the profile up instead of trying to message you. 142 friends, mutual, lives in Jacksonville, Florida, and we have 142 friends in common if this is you. So, okay, so that's not you. Okay, so because you said Florida Gators and this person's from Jacksonville, Florida, so I kind of put two and two together. Maybe that's you. But okay, so let me look up. You look up Alex Matthews. Oh, do you have a blue check mark? Are you the one that says NYC, Orlando, Miami? Director of Product Development at Unique Stays? Is that you? And by the way, sorry, I'm just trying to get this done before I go. But while I do that, thank you, Anthony, for coming. Godfrey, thank you. Sasa, thank you from Neverlands. Mel Montana, 41, thank you. Nick, it was nice talking to you. KJ, it was nice talking to you. A Florida Gooter picture. I don't even know what that is. No, so I don't see that. I'm gonna look up your other name then. I think you said you had another one. Christopher Matthews. Let me look that up. Okay, this person has 61 mutual friends again. No, this person lives in Kentucky. Okay, yeah, so I'm not finding. Okay, can you go like right now on Facebook on something called Pro Wrestling T and maybe like comment on something real fast? Do you see that group and just make a comment on something? Because I do not see you. Because now I don't see no alligator. I'm assuming the Florida garter is like an alligator. I am not seeing that. So I know what that is. Like Christopher Matthews, I don't see anything with a Florida. Uh, yeah, I don't see you. So yeah, just to get this over with, yes, you can type MAR. Yeah, I don't see you. So you can look up Markel and then small SMALL if you're trying to find me really on. That is my Facebook name if you're trying to find me. But I am getting off again. MARQUEL space SMALL. If you're looking for me on there, that is where you can find me. But and you can message me. Didn't know if this was some kind of chat you had, but I've been looking, so I don't see you anywhere. So I do apologize, but you can always message me. But getting off, I am on TikTok as well, Instagram, X, and I guess Facebook, since I just said my Facebook name as well. Feel free to message me. Feel free to follow. The women's wrestling. Oh, how dare me! I knew I was gonna remember. It was Asuka versus Rhea. That was my favorite match for women's wrestling. How dare me forget about that match? That was a great match. Asuka, Rhea, main event on Raw. So I will say the women, they did kill it. In WWE for the main event. And I will say the men, they killed it. Well, match of the week for me, TNA Victory Road, Leon Slater versus Myron Reed. 2 stars that absolutely killed it. So good week in wrestling. Still don't know about the TV deal with TNA Impact. Hoping it's something well. I'm hoping it's no bullshit where it's on Wednesday because I will not support that. I will not watch on Wednesdays because you guys are being WWE's little lackeys and trying to hurt AEW ratings. So you guys are competing against them instead of just going on Thursday on a better network where you can expand your audience instead of competing against two audience, AEW and your own fan base, trying to get one to watch the other. But we shall see what happens. If TNA is that stupid, they will not get my support. But this is Markel's World, all things pro wrestling news and my life. Thank you, Alex, for coming as well. Those that do not follow, please like and follow. I post pro wrestling news at least 3 times a week. This is Markel's World. Enjoy your week. I posted 2 videos. I posted a short yesterday and I posted a video yesterday. So if you have not, look at those videos. But again, Markel's World, all things pro wrestling news and my life. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.